Hi, welcome back to our online preparation course for the TOEFL test. This time, we are going to be focusing on synonyms. Do you remember that in the previous video, we covered the first skill for short conversations in the listening section? We said that the first skill was to focus on the second line. Do you remember that sometimes speakers use words that you can find in the options? These synonyms can help you find the correct option. Let's start with this topic, synonyms. But first of all, what is a synonym? I want you to think for a moment and try to create a definition of it in your mind. According to dictionary.com, a synonym is a word having the same or nearly the same meaning as another in the language. I am sure that you have already thought about some examples for synonyms. Here are some of them. Beautiful is a synonym for pretty. They mean the same. Class is a synonym for lesson. Unhappy and sad mean exactly the same. Sick and ill are also synonyms. Intelligent and smart, they also mean the same. In the previous video, in the main conversation, we found out some synonyms. Do you remember forgot and didn't remember? They are also synonyms. Hand in and submit, research paper and assignment. What makes these synonyms different from the previous ones is that in this case, you can have two words that work as synonyms for one word, like in the case forgot, didn't remember. Look at this sentence. As you can notice, there are two red words, make and supper. Think for a moment about which words could replace these red words. What can you write instead of make? What can you write instead of supper? It is important that the context is not changed. This is a suggestion. I will bake a cake for dinner. In this specific context, bake and make are synonyms. Supper and dinner are also synonyms. Let's look at another example. Students always enjoy this course. Think about some words that can replace enjoy and course. Do you have it? Students always like this lesson. If you notice in this context, enjoy is a synonym for like, and course is a synonym for lesson. Let's look at another example. I misplaced the snapshots of Denmark. Take a moment to think about synonyms for the red words. I lost the pictures of Denmark. If you notice, misplaced and lost are synonyms. Snapshots and pictures are also synonyms. This is the last example. The carpet in this room is dirty. Take a minute to think about synonyms for carpet and dirty. The rug in this room is not clean. If you notice, carpet and rug are synonyms, and dirty and not clean are also synonyms. I highly recommend that you pause the video in this part for a while and you go back to our binder. You can find a very similar exercise to this one. Take some minutes to answer them and then come back to the video. Okay, let's continue and let's see how we can apply synonyms to these conversations and how we can take advantage of them in order to answer these questions successfully. Look at the conversation. Why is Barbara feeling so happy? She just started working in a real estate agency. What does the man say about Barbara? It is important that we remember our first skill. Focus on the second line. Focus on the second speaker. In this case, the second speaker is the man, and he said she just started working in a real estate agency. The options to answer this question are A. She always liked her work in real estate. B. She began a new job. C. She just bought some real estate. And D. She bought a real estate agency. Can you see the synonyms? According to that, the answer is letter B. Why? Because began is a synonym for started. And working in a real estate agency, a new job. Let's do some exercises together, and later you will have the opportunity to practice on your own in Blackboard. Again, we have a conversation. What is this? It's a composition Peter wrote for his business class. What does the woman mean? A. This class was for Peter. B. This is an essay Peter composed for a course. C. Peter's taking this composition to class. D. Peter is not interested in his composition class. Can you notice the synonyms? Take a minute to decide what the answer for this question is. If you notice, the second speaker said, it's a composition Peter wrote for his business class. Therefore, the answer is B. Why? Essay and composition are synonyms. Wrote and composed are synonyms. Class and course are also synonyms. Let's do another example together. Did you see the manager about the job in the bookstore? Yes, and I also had to fill out an application. What does the man mean? Remember that we need to focus on the second speaker. In this case, the second speaker is the man. And he said, yes, and I also had to fill out an application. The options to answer these questions are: he got a job as a bookstore manager. The bookstore was not accepting applications. He saw a book about how to apply for jobs. It was necessary to complete a form. Take a minute to decide on the answer for this question. The answer for this question is letter D. Did you identify the synonyms? It was necessary. I also had. They are synonyms. Fill out and complete are synonyms. An application and form mean also the same. Now you will have the opportunity to practice short conversations, paying special attention to the second speaker, and synonyms. Go back to the binder and you will find an exercise called Synonyms. See you next time.